Welcome today to on this beautiful day to our presentation by the Commission on Aging, the Montgomery County Commission on Aging. We're so happy to have them here today to talk about the services that are available in Montgomery County. We have two very enthusiastic people that I'm going to introduce in just a second. I did want to say a couple of things here. Around the room are people with name tags like this, and they are members of the board of directors of the Postville Seniors. These people are tireless volunteers, and they do a lot for this organization. They make it a vibrant. If you've never met everybody, please approach them, talk to them about the organization, and they'd love to engage you in conversation with it also. Before we begin, I just want to highlight a couple of programs that we are looking forward to in the next couple of months. I don't know if you've seen this on our website, but it just came out this past week. John Waltz has been watching the Potomac River, the level of the Potomac River. And it is the lowest point at which it was, it is this summer. So he grabbed the opportunity to schedule a walk across the Potomac to White's Ford this Saturday, if you're available. I know it's a holiday weekend. And I don't know if, how many of you were on it last year? How many of you went on it last year? Okay, you caught across the Potomac. And we did that in association with American Legion, and this year he just grabbed the chance to do it. It's a limit of 10 registrants. If you would like to go, there are some restrictions on the webpage if you want to take a look at what you should have on the way over the Potomac, because it can be a challenge if you'd like to do that. But John, our historian.
Thank you, Beth. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming. Again, my name is Linda Rogalski. My name is spelled correctly, which is unusual. My colleague, Kathleen McGinnis, my fellow commissioner, is misspelled. But whether she's spelled right or wrong, she is a wonderful presenter. She is also a member of the Commission on Aging, which is a 34-member volunteer commission that advises Montgomery County Executive and County Council on issues of importance to older residents and their families. Because we're kind of a little isolated up here in Poolesville and in the Ag Reserve generally, we don't necessarily have those services well publicized or well understood. So we thought it was important to come up here and talk to you. We hope this is not the first of our presentations, that we can come back on a regular basis and keep you up to speed on what's happening. If you have any questions, we hope to have someone here from the county. If not, Kathleen and I are more than able to answer your questions. But mostly we want this to be a dialogue. We want to hear what's on your mind, because we are at a point in our planning this year for our strategic priorities for fiscal 27, which begins in July of 2026. So we want to hear what you're thinking, what's important to you. What are the services that you'd like to see that aren't being made available? I have the privilege of serving as one of the co-chairs. My other co-chair is a man named Wayne Berman, who's from Gaithersburg. So we have a little bit of up-county representation and leadership. We're going to run through a lot of information. Beth has the presentation. If anybody wants it, if you want to see 50 slides, you're more than welcome to it. We can send it to you. So don't feel like you have to take notes. Some of the information will be new to you, but again, we can send you the presentation. So without further ado, I also want to acknowledge, I don't see any elected officials, but I see WUMCO Helps is here today, so the folks from WUMCO are our partners in this. We all could not function without them, so hopefully they won't have too many questions, but we're answering the questions. So oh, it looks like our Aging and Disability Resource Unit staff is here, that means that there will be handouts for you to take information, so please make sure you stop by. There's also snacks and drinks. So without further ado, Kathleen.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Nice to be here today. It brings back many fond memories driving way down River Road and turning on Partnership Road, is it?
Yes.
Yep. So I am a fourth generation Washingtonian and lived in Potomac for 30 years. I used to bring my daughter out to Poolsville for horseback riding lessons. I just was a flash of the past. I now live in Chevy Chase, Maryland. My husband was diagnosed with Parkinson's and we needed to get him on one level, and subsequently he passed away about a year later once I downsized, but that was a great thing to have that out of the way. I also serve on the board of directors for Friendship Heights Neighbors Network Village. So for all of you on the Village Poolsville seniors here, I know how much work goes into that. So good on you. If you need to pick my brain about anything, I'm happy to do that. So this presentation is a great one, and honestly, it just highlights so many services, so we'll start now. So most people are not aware of the services that are available to the county's older adult residents, and that's why we're here today, is to make you aware of at least a teaser so that you know there's more. And we're going to give you a couple phone numbers, and those two phone numbers are the best ones for you to reach out to somebody. Okay.
Kathleen, do you want to move the microphone stand so it's not gentleman with the stand? No, do you want me to move it out?
No, that's okay. I just want some of my cheat sheets. Okay.
Ready?
Ready. So in case, what is the Commission on Aging? The Commission on Aging was established in 1974 under the Older Americans Act. We are all volunteers appointed by the county executive and confirmed by the county council. We generally serve for 3 years, and then we can do 3 more, and then I think we have to get off, right? Right, rotate. So what do? We advise, advocate, and inform. This ambassador presentation is part of our outreach so that we can help you understand the benefits you're paying for, essentially, with your taxes. Next. So these are very important phone numbers. Am I in your way over here? No? Okay. Aging and Disability Resource Unit is 240-777-3000 or ADS at Montgomery County Maryland.gov or 311. Those two numbers should get you pretty much anywhere you want to go within the system. So again, this presentation will be available to you, and there is going to be a table she's setting up right over there with handouts. Next, let's see. We also educate and inform the public via presentations. This is one of them. We have a TV show, 50 Plus, in Montgomery County. There's an annual public forum, which you missed in May. And fact sheets and other materials, which are going to be on that table over there. There's also a great health event, which I thought I printed out. Oh, I did. You may be interested in this. This is the Health and Wellness Annual Expo, September 11th from 5 to 7. You can meet over 40 local health and wellness businesses, hospitals, doctors, Sibley, Suburban, Holy Cross, all those people will be there, and I'll leave that here. So just take a picture of it. Okay, services available to residents. Adult protection services. Which is very important for older adults. Adult Protective Services serves persons 18 or older who lack physical or mental capacity to provide for their daily needs. They work to prevent or remedy abuse, neglect, self-neglect, or exploitation of adults who are unable to protect their own interest and who are at risk. So you may know somebody who is living alone, and I live in Friendship Heights now, 13 high-rises, and there are a lot of older widows in their 90s living alone who their next door neighbor worries about, they don't want to be intrusive, there might be some cognitive issues or whatever. If you don't know what to do, but you are worried or care about somebody's well-being, call Adult Protective Services. They'll do a friendly visit. You can do it anonymously. And also, if you have a very troublesome neighbor who might have some mental health issues, you can call APS for that too. So, in-home care, consumer protection, physical and mental health, respite care, we're going to talk about a little bit more. We're also going to talk a little bit more about in-home care, support for family caregivers, food, nutrition, transportation, and housing information. What was most of interest to me was in-home care for my spouse and respite care, which is also just a fantastic benefit. It seems like nobody saved their whole life to pay for home care. Can you imagine? And through ARC of Montgomery County, you can get about $4,000 for up to 120 hours of home care. And I'll talk more about that in a minute. Mental health support is here. This crisis support and suicide intervention is 988. I have clients, I work as a care navigator currently, and this is a really important number. You do not have to be a senior citizen to call any of these numbers, 988. And they will actually come out to the house if needed in a mobile unit. Aging and Disability Resource Unit, 3,000, 240-777, 3,000. That's, again, the same number as the beginning slide. That's the magic number for you to get information or get routed to the right person. And Montgomery County Crisis Center, the Crisis Center provides 24/7 phone service, crisis hotline, walk-in. Oh, this is the one with the mobile crisis, sorry, not 988. Community referrals and substance use assessment and referrals. So we have a gentleman in Friendship Heights who lives in his car and has some mental health issues or whatever. So that was the number that I called to see, you know, how they could help him. Okay, next. Respite care support. This is, oops, sorry, this is a great one. The ARC of Montgomery County can coordinate short-term respite for unpaid primary caregiver. That be me or you, if you're a wife or a spouse, male spouse, or a brother or a sister, or just two friends that live together. You don't have to be related. You do need to have two driver's licenses that have the same address. And one person has to be over 60 and caring essentially for the other person. The other person doesn't have to be bedridden. It just has to be like me, where I would leave the house and I would say, Joe, don't get out of that chair. 20 minutes later, boom, Joe is gone like a rocket. So we got to have somebody there watching Joe. The ARC Respite Program is available now. It runs the fiscal year from July 5th until about March of 2026. If this is a service you are interested in, they do run out of money, so if you're interested, do it now. They dole it out in 40-hour increments, 40 hours a month, which means you could use 10 hours each week for the month, or however you want to package it. Children, this also applies the ARC of Montgomery County, children or adults with functional disabilities, children with challenging behaviors. For our group, it would be for frail senior citizens, and there is an application process for it, and it is a great program. Next, dementia-friendly speaker. This is Ruth, who's on the Commission on Aging. No, is she?
No,
she's-
she's from the.
She's a county employee, right? She's a county employee, and you can become a dementia friend. She offers 40 to 60 minutes information sessions that help you recognize some of the do's and don't do's with your loved one who may have dementia. My husband also had frontal temporal dementia, which is a fast-acting one. So I became a certified dementia practitioner to better understand and spend less time angry with him, because I wanted him to understand what I'm telling him, and he doesn't. And I also became an end-of-life specialist because I wanted to provide guidance for him and myself when we headed into that journey. So again, this is another great opportunity. The phone number is itty-bitty down there, but it's 240-962-1151. And Linda, if I'm leaving anything out, pop in.
Ruth Kirshner is the director of the National Caregiver Support Program, the Administration for Community Living, formerly known as the Administration on Aging, funds area agencies on aging to provide caregiver support, and Ruth is our National Caregiver Support coordinator. So if you are interested in it, it's not just for people with dementia. If you are a caregiver of an adult or a child, Ruth can help you out. There's a lot of programming that is available specifically for caregivers, very robust. Some of it is done in consultation with the Alzheimer's Association, but most of it comes from national evidence-based research that has been shown to support caregivers wherever they are in their journey. So Ruth is a great resource, and we're lucky to have her as an adjunct faculty to the commission.
Thank you.
Whoops, what happened there? We're going backwards, not good. All right.
Okay, next, we're going to talk about transportation. There is obviously a website there. There's a website for everything. If you just look under Montgomery County Seniors, you'll find leads into almost every piece of information we're talking about today. So public transportation system for individuals throughout the county. This says as of June 29th, 2025, has made all ride-on buses free for all riders.
Correct.
I thought it was always free.
No, it was free for seniors.
Oh, okay. So this includes ride-on, on extra, ride-on flex, and flash buses. This zero fare policy is part of a broader initiative to improve transit accessibility and encourage more residents to utilize public transportation.
So we know up here that public transportation is very scarce. So WUMCO is part of Village Rides. So you know that you can register with WUMCO if you need assistance with a ride to a medical appointment or to go shopping. So see the folks at WUMCO to sign up for that assistance. But when it comes to public transportation, this is one area we know is a real deficit up here and in the Ag Reserve generally. But if you want to share with us your experiences, we'd love to hear about it so we can bring your words back to
Yes, great.
WUMCO? What is
WUMCO?
WUMCO? We're going to let them say something at the end. Okay, thank you.
Okay, somebody's going to come up and talk about what is WUMCO, right? What is WUMCO? What does that mean? What is?
Western Upper Montgomery County.
Here I am.
She's here.
That's our company agent.
We have multiple people back here, and they're going to come up and say a few words.
Do you want to mention this?
Go ahead.
WUMCO is Western Upper Montgomery County Health. Our office is actually across the street. We provide assistance for residents in our area. A lot of what we do focuses on low income, but our transportation program is not an income-based program. We have volunteers, which we need volunteers, by the way. If you can sign up to take one ride a month, that would be so helpful to your neighbors. And Heather Witt is our transportation coordinator. We have volunteers that offer people a ride as we are able. Since it is a volunteer program, we cannot guarantee, but people tell us that they need a ride to a doctor's appointment on a certain date, and volunteers sign up and take that ride. So you can see us afterwards if you'd like more information.
So, free rides to medical and or shopping, grocery store?
Not shopping as much. It's more
Not shopping.
necessary appointments.
Necessary. Shopping is necessary. I can't go without it. Food shopping, does that count?
We don't have the capacity to extend it to shopping, so it really is like medical appointments, or if someone needs to get maybe to the county services building or something like that.
Okay.
But ongoing errand stuff, we don't have the volunteer capacity for.
Got it. Okay, well, so if you volunteer, you might get shopping on the list, but, okay, so, did everybody understand what that is? Could everybody hear okay? Okay. So, the other things they have is on-demand bus service, which I imagine you don't have here.
Correct.
Correct? Senior Smart Trip card, 65 and older. So if you have a company and you decide to go to DC because you want to see what armed guards look like, you can get your Senior Smart Trip card at any library.
Except,
Huh?
I asked, you can't give a yard.
You can't get it at the Poolsville Library?
Yes, you can.
Yes, you
I
can.
asked, and they said no.
That would be an anomaly,
Maybe
but
you can check that out. 'Cause
we'll
I
check
did
that out. All libraries are supposed to have the senior smart card that you can purchase there showing your driver's license. And they're also supposed to have a senior section in the library that will have some of the handouts that we're having today for you. So if they don't, let Linda know. The other one, Metro Access, do they do WMATA here? Probably not. No? Shared ride, door-to-door paratransit service for eligible? No? Bus or rail, can't use bus or rail?
I've seen the Metro Access.
Metro Access will come out, but it's not totally,
Got it, okay. And I also meant to mention with the respite program, that has grant money for home care, for you to care for your loved one, it is not income dependent. If you have, a bucket of money in the basement, they don't care. This is a privilege. We try to save it for those most deserving, but actually we don't know. So if you need it and want it, apply for it. Next is housing, Design for Life, building accessible homes, HARP, which is the Home Accessibility Rehabilitation Program, and Renters Tax Credit, homeowners, homestead, tax exemption, seniors, and vets. This one, the last one, only needs to be filled out once during your time here, or once in your home. The HARP, Home Accessibility Rehabilitation Program, is a free program designed to assist people with renovating their homes to make them more accessible. My husband needed a pole from floor to ceiling to get out of bed, or a pole beside the toilet, or handrail rails, because he needed two things for balance, and they will support you with that project. There are income limits to this program. Older adults and disabled individuals of any age can qualify. So work is performed by local nonprofit groups like Habitat for Humanity or Rebuilding Together. So that's a good thing. Renters who pay a high monthly rent relative to their total income may qualify for a tax credit. So if you know somebody, mention this to them, tell them to call 311 and get more details, because it's too much to remember in one sitting. You might qualify for that if your household income last year was below a certain amount, or you are either age 60 plus, or you're under age 60 with children under age 18, or you're 100% disabled. This is housing. The one I like is more than just a room, 30185 share. I have my favorite widow, Betty, in Chevy Chase. She's 96, living alone, and is not going out of that house unless she's in a small box. She's determined to age in place, and I worry about her. So I introduced her to this program, and it basically will find you a roommate, or just somebody who needs someplace to sleep, not like a homeless person. I just fixed her up with a caregiver who worked in Friendship Heights, and she works 12 hours a day, and then she needs someplace to sleep because the family she's caring for doesn't have any room for her to sleep in their two-bedroom condo. So, so there's all kinds of things that can be worked out, and these are just some of them. Anything to add on that, Linda?
So we understand that finding places to rent up here, not easy. Most people are homeowners.
Yeah.
I think 95% of the people that live in the Aquas own their own homes. And that doesn't mean that if you do own your own home, and it seems to be a little bit too much for you, the home share program will help identify a suitable roommate who may be able to offer assistance with chores, with help around the house. It would allow you to stay in the house, your house, and then you would have a roommate who's been vetted by the county. So they would have their background checked, and they would be assessed for suitability to live in your home. So because we don't have places to downsize to, it may be for people in Poolsville and surrounding areas the only way to stay in your house. And this way you also have additional income coming in because that person would pay rent, whatever rent arrangement you make. So if you know of somebody that might be amenable to that, home share is the way to go. And we'll have information on the resource table about that.
Linda, I have a question as far as rentals that are available in Poolsville. Is there a listing somewhere? Does Plumco, do you keep track of that? Fair Access, do you keep track of that link? No. Does anybody in Poolsville keep track of rentals that are available to individuals in Poolsville?
The rental marketplace, if they're advertised, they would be on the rental marketplace.
Okay.
The other place might be to look at the realtors that are managing properties for people.
Thank you.
And there are also, you know, it wouldn't be Poolsville specific, but there's a lot of sites out there, share a room, you know, that offer just that. But I don't know how to drill it down to Poolsville only. But it's a great point. But I don't know how to do that. So there's, there's quite a few of them around NIH, which doesn't do you any good, but there's so many medical students out there who do nothing but work all day, go home, sleep, go back and work all day again. And so they're looking for short-term rentals. I rented one to a kid in my house in Potomac because there was like a ton of room, and so I just gave him our basement. So you could do the same thing out here in Poolsville and lessen the burden of the cost and maintenance and whatever, and you might have a brand new friend, who knows. Okay. Montgomery County Fire and Rescue. Have you had them come out and do a presentation?
Yes, he came out last year.
Yeah, okay, he's great. So we're not going to tell you all about him all over again because Jim is great, and he will come out to the community probably like once a year because people change, and that's that. Engaging the community. Ways to engage with the community. These are some other things. Montgomery County Village, which we've already spoken about, the villages in Wamco, Womco. You can also check out, there's over 33 currently in Montgomery County and more in the process of developing. But it sounds like you all are very creative here and have come up with your own system, so good for you.
What does that mean? What is Montgomery County Villages?
Montgomery County Villages is,
The village is Rockville Village.
yeah, it is the mothership, Bazit. There's a coordinator for all of the Montgomery County villages, so.
What is the Montgomery County Village?
So Seniors of Poolsville is kind of your equivalent of a village in partnership with WAMCO. You want to, Linda, explain it better.
So a village is a group of people who have come together and decided that they are going to mutually support each other in some ways. In Rockville Village, stop me if I'm saying something wrong. It could be 3 streets of people who have gotten together and they pay $5 a year, and for that they might be able to access some help around the house, or they might be able to access 5 rides a year, whatever the negotiation is, but it's neighbors helping neighbors. So some of these villages, like Friendship Heights, Rockville, Potomac, have incorporated into nonprofit organizations, so they are tax exempt, they can collect dues, they have a management, a leadership council, or senior leaders that direct the work of the village, and they're basically there to help neighbors stay in their community, stay safe, stay engaged. And so Montgomery County has more of these villages than any place else in the United States. So these are and they're basically just grassroots organizations. Nobody's come in and said, you should make a village. But because we function as a de facto village between Poolsville Seniors and WAMCO, but as you can see, there are gaps. Some services you have to have a certain income, or you can't make more than a certain income. Some villages you have to live in a prescribed neighborhood. So it's not for everyone, but Montgomery County has a coordinator who has actually come and presented to the commission, the town commissioners, about establishing a village in Poolsville. And it can be just, if you want more information, you want to talk to the Montgomery County coordinator, village coordinator, she'd be more than glad to come out and talk with anyone here. So.
Sure. Okay, I came from Silver Spring, which had a village, but one of the things I liked is that, for example, if people need rides to the doctor, and it's, they keep track of how many rides you volunteer to give, so that when you get to be 95 or so, you have got a savings account, so to speak, of rides.
Well, why are you in there?
So that's what, yeah, so that's what.
Shopping.
Shopping in Silver Spring, you can't go, there's a way to get a ride. You collect your rides by, doing it when you're young enough to go do the driving, and then when you can't do it anymore, then you have free rides to the doctor, to the dentist, to the shopping, to the, gambling party, wherever. But the other thing they do is yard work, housework. You can save up times for that also.
You get credit.
You get credits. And the same thing for, like you have a spouse or someone who is, mentally challenged, or, with Alzheimer's or one of the dementias, then you might go sit with them so that the main caregiver can go to the store and go here, and then you get credits for that. You build that up. But I think it's a neat thing, and it's what I miss living out on Western Road. But anyway, I was going to go talk to you about it. Okay, thank you.
Have a question, sir?
Yeah, I also belong to the Silver Spring Village, and the thing that comes to mind, what they always say is, it's for people who want to age in place,
Yes.
so that, you know, to be, as you said, outside park and so on. And I volunteer to drive people to doctor's appointments, for instance. But yeah, they have all kinds of, they've got the ability to make up clubs or groups that want to do stuff together.
Yeah, like play chess, play bridge.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Watch movies. It's a formalized process of connecting neighbors together, and you know there's right. And while the mission is technically to age in place, we also realize that many people are unable to age in place for whatever reason. So my village, like I'll be doing a presentation next month of 3 different types of assisted living, a small group home with 5 beds only, so it's a home-like setting. So, so the goal is to age in place, and everything we can do to support people who want to age in place. My village doesn't do that kind of a credit barter system, but that's a great idea. I like that. Yes, question?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I'm Heather Witt. I'm the transportation coordinator for WUMCO.
No shopping.
Yeah, so we partner with Village Rides, and WUMCO is a partner village. So like Katie said, this is for seniors to age in place. And right now, with the number of volunteers that we have, we're focusing on medical appointments. But I'm sure if we had more volunteers, we could offer different types of rides. But like Katie said, just one ride a month would be so helpful. And I am here, if you're interested, I can take down your name and your email, and I can send you some videos so that you can kind of see what it looks like. And if you're in need of rides, I can also send you that email with a video so that you can feel more comfortable if you do need a ride. So if you have a question, either way, you want to be a driver or you need a ride, come talk to me.
Great, great. Yeah, it's a wonderful service.
Heather just took on that job.
Ah, congratulations, Heather. And I nagged, I know you can't picture me nagging, but I did nag my significant other into volunteering to do drives in our village, and he resisted for a year. And now he does them, and he absolutely loves it. And he's got a convertible, top down, all these 90-year-olds, the wind is blowing in their hair. He got this nice looking guy, they're living large.
There's no guarantee that's going to happen.
Yeah. But yeah, so he's, I don't have to nag him anymore. Okay. Technology, education, and support to Senior Planet, Montgomery from AARP, public libraries, Washington Metro Oasis, University of Maryland, digital literacy, and Maryland's online helpline. Senior Planet, many of you are probably familiar with that. These are all online programs. Basically, the mothership for Senior Planet is AARP, and this is the trickle-down organizations. Older Adults Technology Services, OATS, O-A-T-S. And again, you could call 311 to get information. They have their own special phone number, but it's not up there. It's 240-753-0676. So I don't know, you probably know this, but your local library has large type prints and ebooks and movies and all these amazing things that I didn't know about. I haven't been to a library since my kids were in college until about a month ago. It was like, wow. Amazon misses me a lot, I'm sure. So then we also have Washington Metro Oasis, which is a comprehensive approach to active aging, offering seniors classes and lifelong learning and wellness programs. It's a national organization. It's in Montgomery Mall, so it's not very convenient to you, but it does have a building in Macy's home goods store, and you can sign up for all these classes, and they're free, and you can also sign up for them on Zoom. However, I like shopping, so it's right by the sheets and towels. Just go right there, right straight to Oasis, and you get two things in one. So there you go. What else? Volunteer, next one. 50 plus network, volunteer network. Everybody needs volunteers. So if you're wondering, you're recently retired or you're working part-time, call us. Everybody needs help in the community somewhere, someplace. So whether it's your village or WUMCO, whatever, think about that. Long-term care ombudsman program, thanks to people like Linda and the Commission on Aging, that lapsed for like 2 years where there weren't.
It wasn't thanks to us that it lapsed.
No, it wasn't thanks to us that it lapsed, but thanks to you and Commission on Aging realized that this memo of understanding had lapsed and nobody was inspecting nursing homes. I mean, like, wow. So now it's back in place, but that is another one of the things the Commission on Aging does. We notice hiccups in the system because it's huge. Intergenerational programs, boards, commissions, and committees. These intergenerational programs are great, matching grandparents with little kids or kids of all different ages. My children are millennials, so they just have dogs. I'm not even going to talk about that.
The grandma waiting to happen.
Yeah, yes, back there, you have a child, a
If you don't
grandchild?
mind, if you go back to volunteers, we are all volunteers at Poolsville Seniors except for the little lady over there in the corner and one 15-hour communications assistant that we just recently added. But everybody else in this organization, Poolsville Seniors, is a volunteer. And I can't tell you how many hours that the people who are sitting in this room, you can raise your hand if you're on the board of Poolsville Seniors, and how many hours you put in weekly for this organization.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Also, one of the reasons I joined the Commission on Aging was because no one from Up County was on it. So if you want to have a voice, there are 80 plus boards, commissions, and committees that the county has. Anywhere from the Agricultural Advisory Committee to the Committee on Housing and Community Development, permitting, planning, whatever you're interested in, there's a board. Trust me, there's 2 boards. So every week, members of the county council send out their newsletters, if you've signed up for them, or you get from Mark Eldridge, or you get from any elected official a newsletter, they always include the openings on the boards, committees, and commissions. Now, it doesn't happen instantaneously. You don't raise your hand and say, I would like to be on the Criminal Justice Commission, but you apply, and then when there are openings, they will interview you, and if you get selected, your name will be sent to the executive, and he will either say yes or no for whatever reason, and then your life will be changed because you will have many meetings to go to and many Zoom calls to be on, and you will be contributing to your community in new and exciting ways. So I urge you to think about that because it was very selfish of me to join the Commission on Aging. I'm old and I wanted to influence policy, and my wish has come true. Thank you.
Hand up.
We, in the Fair Access Committee, we actually track all of this for exactly the reason that Linda mentioned. And we've been putting Facebook posts up periodically saying, this is an opening, and it actually has an interest, we think, for people out here. Please, somebody think about applying. We've also sent emails. We have a list of about 50 community groups. We sent emails to them telling them about it. We did successfully finally get a person in this area to apply for an opening on the Up County Advisory Board. Not a guarantee that they'll get approved, but they did submit their name, which is a good start. That's a very important board, by the way. So if they do get approved, it'll help a lot. But Linda's exactly right. part of the reason that a lot of things go on that we don't get any idea about or don't understand why the policy was changed is because we don't have people on those boards saying, wait a minute, it's not the same out here in the Ag Reserve. It's different than it is in Silver Spring. So we do need help getting people on those boards and commissions.
Great, well said. Another hand in the back there?
Okay, I have a comment that has to do with.
This is one of our fellow commissioners.
Okay, I knew, and somebody sent me, I think it was the week that sent me the application. But anyway, what I want to talk about.
Can't hear you.
villages. Okay, I'm sorry. What I wanted to talk about villages, because they were new to me, and I was like probably 20 minutes from a village, but I'm in what they call an orphan area. So in Montgomery County, I think there are 26 villages. And as she said, the name of the person who's in charge of it is Aviv. And it is important, because I don't know what area you're in and how you set them up. They design what area it is.
Yes,
Okay.
it's on the website too.
Oh, okay. Because it's very important because I'm an orphan some kind of way through, I think David Engel making the presentation at one of the recreation centers that's about 30 minutes from me. But they have a village, and I didn't know anything about it, but anything, it is incredible what they do and those who have defined their village area. Because with these people, they not only help each other, they help each other get out. They provide, they do trips and everything and provide other activities. Like they had one is to build a boat. Maybe you have heard about that because that was the first time for me. But my thing is.
Also one
We won.
We won.
Our captain is right there.
She's right here.
They put a lot of things together. So I thought it is very, very important because not only it gives you out, it gives you knowledge about other areas and things, that places that you may not know about. In other words, but that Aviv, that's her name, and she is always available and accessible and very helpful and everything. And also, that was a way because was it early this year, later, they had a meeting that was with the county representative, with the county executive, and they had breakfast with the villages, and that's what it was called. And then, you meet with the, and then you had like an auditorium where you spoke about your concerns, about where you are and what you want your village to do, and what you need from the county to be successful in this endeavor. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, yes, we do have a handout for villages. Next. Intergenerational programs. Why engage in intergenerational programs? Again, it produces isolation, it enriches someone else's life, and you will find it enriches yours as well. I think there are many organizations, JCA, the Jewish Council on Aging, they offer a lot of programs. Metro Oasis does. If you don't have grandchildren, don't have children, don't like children, go for the teenagers. Like I said, my kids don't have kids, and so I agreed to babysit my significant other's 2-year-old and 4-year-old for a weekend in Pennsylvania, and I was terrified. My goal was just to make sure no one went to the hospital and we didn't have to call the parents. So we made it, and I'm like, wow, I can do this. It was just the greatest feeling. So now I'm interacting with my nephews who are 5 and 7. I just thought, I don't know what to do with them, but I do know what to do with them, and you do too, so think about it. Job search training program for 50-plus professional job seekers. JCA Career Gateway, this is a fabulous program. They do it several times a year. And my husband owned a restaurant for 30 years, Chadwick's in DC. Anybody, yep, Chevy Chase? Thank you, that's my college tuition for the kids. And when we had to sell the restaurant, he I sent him to this class. It's a week class, 9 to 4, 9 to 5 or something. Professionals will help you rewrite or write your resume. He had never had a resume. He'd always worked for friends or whatever. So they polish your networking and interview skills, 30 hours of small group classroom instruction over a 5-day period, all for just $75.
Wow.
I would have paid $1,000 to get him out of the house for a week, a 9 to 4. It was worth every penny. And then they assign him a mentor to sort of help coach him along, and so that he could find something of interest where he could contribute and feel useful, since he didn't have his restaurant. And because he didn't have 50 people to yell at, guess who? Like, get out of the house. So, Montgomery County Federal Workers First Act, WorkSource Montgomery, these are all programs. Again, 311, go ahead.
If you are a federal employee who's been RIFed,
Yeah.
or you know someone who's been RIFed, Montgomery County has established a center specifically for displaced federal workers. WorkSource Montgomery also has job coaches that are specifically trained to work with federal employees, which tend to be very, Link, one of them, tend to be very educated, very knowledgeable. They're not plug and play, so they need specific help in finding the next gig. So the county has established the center and also given a preference. If you've been RIFed as a federal employee, and that includes your kids, your grandkids, I know that there are a lot of people who are worried about this. I've seen people in town who are putting their houses for sale because they don't have a job anymore. Please look to the county, and the state also has preference for displaced federal workers. It's not a guarantee that you're going to find a spot. I also want to put in a pitch for teaching. Montgomery County Public Schools has a lot of openings. You can start out as a long-term sub and move into a full-time position. But if you're in that position, you need to work for a few more years and you're not quite ready for Social Security, teaching is the way to go. Okay, so I'm just going to put that as a personal plug.
Linda, excuse me, everything you just said was so important. How would someone who was RIFed get in touch with, what would be the way? Is it a phone call? Is it a website that we need to refer them to?
Can they call 311?
They can call, or they can call the 240-777-3000 number. 777-3000. If you walk away with no other phone number
That's
today,
the one.
that is the Aging and Disability Resource Unit. We have our colleague here who, when she's not doing outreach, is answering the phones. So especially if WorkSource, they can refer you to WorkSource Montgomery to work with the job coach there. Look at Montgomery County jobs and see, what's available. A lot of opportunities.
Okay, next. 22 recreation centers, 8 senior centers. Do you have
Not
a...
here.
Huh? Nothing?
Not in Poolsville.
Okay.
We're in.
Skip to
Where? Montgomery Parks.
We have our own parks.
Got a park, okay, good.
We have a couple.
I think I passed one coming here. So, yes, parks, if you need information about the park service, again, 311 or the 240-777 number.
I just wanted, really struggling with it.
Next slide is Montgomery County Public Libraries.
Recreation.
We did
Even
that.
though we do not have a senior center here, even though we do not have a rec center, you can go to any senior center or rec center in the county.
It's free.
It's free. You can go. Don't think, oh, I don't live in North Potomac, I can't go. Nancy Dasek, Community Center in North Potomac, gorgeous building. You can go in and get a card, apply for a card. Just because you live in Poolsville doesn't mean you can't use these services.
You say it's free.
Free membership to Montgomery County residents for the rec centers, fitness rooms, open gym times, classes. Some classes have a fee.
Some very few classes.
Yeah, there are fees for the aquatic or specific classes.
Now,
Like,
we do have an outdoor pool, but it's closed after next week. So,
right.
but we might get our bubble. Our pool bubble?
We're trying to get it in this next fiscal year, get a pool bubble so it will be open during the winter all year long. If we can get the money, and we're going to work hard, but we'll need your support. So be seeing
We have-
posts on Facebook about that.
We have the nicest outdoor pool in the county. Bar
Okay,
none.
nice.
So please don't think that you can't go to a senior center or a rec center because you don't live in that neighborhood. I say, let's crash it.
Okay, next, parks, we have a park here, so we're gonna skip past that. Montgomery County Libraries, you get your library card here, you're supposed to get your senior trip pass card here, so we're gonna find out about that.
Touch that.
Anything else? No. Nothing about that. Lifelong learning, we discussed Oasis, Montgomery County Libraries. Look at that tab, the resources by age. Every library has an older adult section or tabs on their library for information that would be of interest to you.
When you walk into our library, to the left of the checkout desk is where the senior corner is.
That's where you'll find Senior Planet and many other things that will be of interest. Durable medical equipment. This is a great free service, Montgomery County Department of Aging. So if you're gonna have surgery coming up and you need like a knee scooter or you need crutches or you need whatever, I just called them this morning. I'm gonna have surgery next week. And so you go to Rockville, you pick it up, boom. Yes.
The church across the street also has a loan program for medical equipment, so.
Okay, great.
And they have lots of equipment.
Lots.
Church across the street also has a loan program,
Also Methodist.
Yeah.
which is easier than going to Rockville Senior Center. So you have two resources. But, I mean, they even have hospital beds and Hoyer lifts if you have a loved one that's bedridden. They're expensive. Yes, sir.
Lions clubs also have free.
Lions Club also has free loaner equipment. Maryland residents 65 and older are eligible to sign up for this senior call check. Remember Betty I mentioned? I got Betty on this senior call check. It's a robocall, but it will call you every day at a specific time, 9 to 9:30. If you don't pick up, then it will go to I think you have to skip one day, and then it will go to the people that you've identified as somebody they should call if you don't pick up the phone. But this is great for somebody living alone, because we don't have any idea who's laying on the floor, basically. Yes, sir.
I belong to that, and they call you like 3 times, and if you don't pick up, they occasionally don't. You have to give somebody's name, and they call them.
Right.
However, they have shown up at my door like 2 or 3 times. When the guy has a backup, so they're very good.
Wow. So he just said he didn't answer, and somebody showed up to check on him.
Yeah,
That's great. Tell him to bring a pot pie and a cake next time.
I mean, if you were actually dying, you'd be dead.
I can't help you.
We don't do dead, sorry. So Rockville Senior Center is where you pick it up. If you don't have, you're lucky you have choices out here, or the Shady Grove Transfer Station. This one is the Office of Consumer Protection. Tips that it's a scam. So many people get scammed. It's really unfortunate. But the Office of Consumer Protection enforces laws, investigates complaints, educates consumers. So you can contact OCP, towing, not towing, 240-777-0311. If you've been a victim of a scam, but just, honest to goodness, if it sounds too good to be true, it is. They almost got me for an Apple, go to the Apple store and get a card for your, it was my girlfriend that was supposedly emailing me. I thought, why would she email me for an Apple card? But I almost went and got her one, and I went, no, wrong, scam. So
they'll also come out and do presentations. Yeah.
to your community about spotting scams, you can request a speaker at, where's the website? Oh, yeah, that OCP, this website, or just call 311.
So typically, if you want to get to a county office, it's www.montgomerycountymd.gov/ in our case, it's ADRU or OCP or APS. So that's the, so if you get an email that's proclaims to be from the county, if it doesn't have that as its core in the URL, it's fake. Okay, so it's montgomerycountymd.gov, not org, not .com.
Basically, don't answer anything on your phone or your computer.
Don't ever answer your phone unless you're signed up for it.
Right.
And go, if it's a credit card, call the number on the back of your credit card. If you bank, call your bank. Do not interact with those people.
Right. Do not let them fix your computer. Don't.
No.
No.
We have somebody in town that will do that.
Yes. Montgomery County, yes,
Is there a
sir.
time limit on calling them and saying you have been victimized? Because I was several months ago. They got me a guy.
Yeah.
Claimed to be from Microsoft and
Yep.
trying to fix my
Yeah.
thing.
No, you can still report it, please do.
Yeah. Sooner is better than later, but you can still report it. And yeah, I'm so sorry. I hate that.
Unfortunately, there's no federal programs for that.
Yeah. So you might, there's newsletter, the caregiver support e-newsletter. Again, you can just call 311 and they'll give it to you. There is a senior website for Montgomery County, 50 plus in Montgomery County. You can also sign up for a senior newsletter. This program was in the senior newsletter for Montgomery County and lots of other things that may be of interest to you. You may not want another newsletter, but I get it. It gives me lots of good information. And the caregiver support e-newsletter is really helpful for people who are caregiving, want to find a support group near you. Zoom support groups, and tips on how not to strangle your loved one. You know, caregiving is a very hard job. I found when I got Alexa specifically, so I thought if my husband asked me, what time is his appointment? One more time, I might hurt him. So Alexa, as a joke, ask Alexa, what time your appointment? I just tell Alexa, appointment's at 2 o'clock. Doesn't ask me anymore. Oh, well, he's passed away, but it used to be a great thing. More news and information. The Beacon newspapers, does that come here, Beacon newspaper? No?
No, you can get it at Giant.
Okay, yeah, grocery stores, it's put in all of our high-rise buildings in Friendship Heights and also in libraries and senior centers. Again, Maryland Department for Aging News is, you can just call 311 and they'll help you find it, or these websites, which are too long for you to write down. Next, Montgomery County Palliative Care and End of Life Coalition. Palliative care is very different from hospice care. Both are Medicare categories. So if you require a lot of, you ask your doctor, but palliative care just raises your level of care and oversight. It does not mean home care. There are at least 10 hospice care providers in Montgomery County. You don't get home care with hospice, but you do get additional oversight. You do get pain management. It's not true that hospice won't let you get treated for a simple infection. If your loved one has a UTI, they will make sure that that person gets amoxicillin or penicillin or whatever. They don't want them to be uncomfortable, or they will cure a simple thing. If you want a blood transfusion, then you shouldn't be on hospice, but you might want to be on palliative care. And there are organizations, usually hospitals will recommend palliative or hospice care, but you can always ask your physician about it. And that's an organization and a phone number right there. That's kind of like a mothership.
Okay.
Commission on Aging, Planning for Life Transitions. This is a booklet that we're out of. Yes?
Okay.
So if you think you're too small to be effective, just one little volunteer, then you've never been in bed with a mosquito. And the great thing about getting older is that you don't lose all the other ages you've been. So there's a lot of joy in aging. And the Commission on Aging is here to help introduce you to many, many, many resources that should make that a pretty good ride. So, Linda is the glue that keeps the Commission on Aging together. She may be small in stature, but she's got a big voice, and they're all afraid of her, which I love. We need somebody to speak up for us. So, that's it. Thank you for your attention. Does anybody have any more questions? Yes, ma'am.
Are either of you or anybody else in the room able to share some statistics about the demographics of the senior population in the county? I mean, you mentioned about
Huge.
homeowners, but what, you know, the economic distribution,
So yeah, we're about between 1 in 4 and 1 in 5 people in Montgomery County are over the age of 60. And if you're interested, that's typically when old age starts, although there are many of us in this room that are way beyond 60 and don't consider ourselves old. So it's just a point in time. The Older Americans Act says 60 and over is old. So about 1 in 4, 1 in 5. We will be outnumbering school children in another year or so.
Yeah,
So
there's a gray tsunami coming.
Big, large, we're growing in diversity, size and diversity. So we're becoming the most diverse senior population in Maryland. So if you compare us to Baltimore County or Baltimore City, we are more diverse than they are. And that means we have programs to meet that diversity.
diversity as defined by
Racial diversity, income-wise, we're pretty well-to-do because we tend to be homeowners, and that's our greatest asset. We had jobs, we have Social Security, we have retirement, but there are pockets of poverty in the county, and they're our neighbors. So even though you may be owning your own home, you may not have the money to fix it up, or to maintain it, or even to pay the taxes. So we have a relatively small proportion of people that are very, very poor, but as a rule, older people tend to do very well in the county.
Do you have a sense of the renting population?
The renting population is older and poorer, generally.
And like, do you have a sense of the percentage?
I have those data, I don't have them with me. I don't, I should. This was my life, I should know more than that.
In the Poolsville area, because Poolsville seniors is 50 and up, I did look that up, and the 50 and up population in the Medley district is like 30%.
She said the senior population in Poolsville is like 32%.
50.
Over 50. As soon as you start getting your movie discounts, that's 50.
When you can join AARP. So I think that there are other sources better than me that have those data.
Does the county track that?
They do. They produce infographics, and if you look in the budget, I know that this is not something you necessarily want to do, but if you look in the operating budget under services for seniors, it will give you the background. It will tell you the demographic makeup of the older population in the county. So as I said, we're starting to plan for the fiscal 27 operating budget. We'll be having our hearing in front of the county council on October 22nd. We will be setting up our priorities in the month before that. So if you have ideas, things that you want us to work on, we're working on housing, we're working on transportation, we're working on health disparities, thank you. But if you have something else specific for us to work on, please let me know. Just say, I think this is important. Our commission will be meeting in September and going over all the different proposals and priorities that we will then present to the county council on October 22nd.
Linda, I was signing in people in the beginning, so I probably missed this. Was there a discussion about food and nutrition and what type of program was available to the Poolsville area from the county,
So-
from the Commission on Aging?
The Commission on Aging itself does not sponsor anything. The county does have a nutrition program, the senior feeding program is what it's called, and that includes Meals on Wheels, home delivered meals, as well as meals that are available at the senior centers.
Those
So
are available.
Not here.
Right, but they're not, that doesn't mean that if you go to North Potomac and they have a program, you can go. And you can make, yes, you have to go to North Potomac. So we don't have anything, the whole ag reserve is the services desert when it comes to transportation and meal programs.
But I think your closest district is Seneca Community Church.
I have that on my list.
There's a food pantry across the street.
Oh, there's one here too.
Right.
Yeah. And we do offer home delivery for food if people need it.
And how about as far as a meal program that is sponsored through the county, not just for people who are indigent, but just as a service? Well, do you know what that status
The
is
senior
right
meals
now?
program is not for people who are indigent. It's for everybody. Yeah, there's no income limit. They ask for a donation.
Right. But you're saying that it's not provided here
If there's no place
in
to
the ag reserve.
Right.
But you can go to a rec center, one of the
Yes.
senior centers in Montgomery County,
Yes.
and have that service provided to you as a senior.
Right.
Is that
And
correct?
It's a senior nutrition program.
We
And that's
tried to get
available.
Meals on Wheels from my parents that live in Whites Ferry, and they told us they don't go that far out. So we can't get Meals on Wheels, and there's probably other places in the northern part of this area, same thing probably applies. when it comes to
Doesn't
Meals
go
on
north
Wheels.
of Germantown.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, is there something that can be done to change that?
Volunteer.
No.
Volunteer.
Yeah.
Exactly what we need, more people to volunteer.
The county has received, the county Aging and Disability Services has received additional funds for this operating budget this year, which began July 1st, to cover the increased cost of food acquisition, but not to increase the number of meals that would be served. That is because that money comes to us from Title III of the Older Americans Act, and because there's a continuing resolution at the federal level that's level funding, so there's no increased funding for more services, more people. So I would encourage you, however much time you have, to reach out to our federal delegation, our senators and our congresspeople, to urge them to push for passage of the Older Americans Act, which if it's not reauthorized, will just give level funding ad infinitum. We will never get any increases without that being reauthorized. So please stop by the resource desk to pick up some materials. I'll stay as long as needed to answer any questions. Thanks.
First I want to thank these ladies for their volunteering. I did want to say that if you sign up for this presentation, I am able to send you this presentation, and I will email it to you.
Please also know our goal is to get this recording up on YouTube, thanks to Bill.
We hope it's going to come out.
And look for both of those next week. If you did not sign up or fill out and you haven't filled out, if you haven't signed up for the Poolsville Seniors, registered for Poolsville Seniors activities, please make sure and fill out a sheet just so that we can get your email if you did not, okay? Thank you so much for coming. Please stop by the table for the information.
Sign up to walk in the parade because every politician will be here.
Right. Denise said, sign up to walk in the parade for the Poolsville Seniors to show our numbers. Thank you.